Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you're watching my videos, I am Jess and I am a mom of two. I am also a working mom, so I'm going to share some of my tips, strategies, advice to anyone who either is or will be a working parent. Especially if you do not have much help, this video is for you. I have 10 tips for you guys for if you are a working parent, you have very little time and energy. These are tips that could be helpful to you. These were the types of tips that I wish that someone would have told me starting out. In the beginning, I knew very little about parenting. I taught myself a lot of things. I did ask advice from people, but you know how that goes. Advice is very subjective. So even the things that I have for you may not work for your particular situation, so just pick and choose any that would work for you or discard them altogether, whatever it is that you are here for. Number 1, wake up early every day. This might sound like an impossible task, and I understand, believe me, I understand. Sleep is so good, and you just want to sleep all the time when you're a parent. But as I have went along, I have discovered that if I just wake up a little earlier than the kids, I can actually get things done. So in the beginning, when you have a newborn, you're very tempted to sleep in, and you need that sleep because you need to keep up with the demands of a growing baby. But as your baby is older, I would say maybe 7 months on, you may find that your body is adjusted and more able to wake up earlier than everyone else in the household, and this will really help you to get that extra load of dishes done, laundry, any work that you may have to do from your job, or just trying to take some time for yourself to drink some coffee in the morning. Because everyone knows that as a mom or a dad, you need your coffee. I just feel so much more put together if I wake up earlier than the babies and I'm able to have my coffee, sit down, do some work, maybe grade some papers since I'm a teacher, or just straighten up the house. Tip number 2, go to sleep early every day. And you're laughing at me. I see you laughing at me. But you need to try to go to bed early. And when I say early, 9 or 10 p.m. So there's some times lately where I've found that I've been able to stay up until 11, usually with the assistance of some kind of caffeinated beverage. But going to sleep early does the same thing as waking up early. It gives you more time to do more things. You may argue that if you stay up late, you'll have more time to do things, but what happens is that your body needs that sleep. 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. is the best, the deepest part of your sleep. So if you are going to bed later than 10 p.m., you're missing out on the most quality of sleep. So quantity versus quality. You really need the quality of sleep in order to function at your highest level. So you'll feel 10 times better waking up after you go to bed from 10 to 6 a.m. if you're lucky enough to get that much sleep. My schedule's more like 10 to 4, but even that is better than going to bed, 12 to 10 a.m. You'll feel more rested. Tip number 3 is to multitask. Anytime you have a second to do something else, do it. Don't put it off. No matter how tired you are, do something. If you have free time, use it. I don't have much free time during my day, but when I come home from work, I don't sit down on the couch. I take care of the kids, I cook dinner, do dishes, clean up, try to play with the kids as much as I can, and then put the kids to bed, and then I'm again up and working and doing things. And then after I've finished everything that I need to do, then I will sit down and take some me time. So anytime you have time to clean, if you're cooking dinner, cleaning up the dishes as you go along, if you make a mess, spill something, clean it up right away. Those little things really add up to saving time and getting the most done in the most time efficient way. number 4 is to have a cleaning schedule. So in the beginning of the week, if you sit down and think, okay, when do I have a chance to clean something? Do I have time during the week at night when I get home? Is it in the morning when I wake up? Or is it on the weekend? If you're like me, it's mostly on the weekend. I do daily cleaning, which is dishes and, cleaning up mostly around the kitchen. I don't have as much time to do, the floors, the bathroom, deep cleaning during the week. So my deep cleaning happens on the weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, I will devote time in the morning to clean. So I'll get the sink scrubbed out, I'll get the floors mopped, I'll do the bathroom. And that is my deep cleaning schedule. It really just depends on you and what you have time for. However your schedule works, if you don't work a cleaning schedule in, you'll end up just feeling as if you're never getting anything done, or you're doing something every day and nothing ever stays clean. So you want to try to do deep cleaning once a week and light cleaning as often as possible. But in a perfect world, it would be done every day. So other people, especially older people or people that haven't had kids in a while or have never had kids, like they might say, oh, why haven't you cleaned out your car in a month? And you just have to smile and say, I'm a mom or I'm a dad or, something along those lines. They just don't understand because life is never the same after you have kids. Before you have kids, you may have time to do those things, but afterwards it's much more difficult. And I used to make fun of my own mom about not cleaning out her car. Now I completely understand, so sorry, Mom. Number 5, leave work at work. So I'm a teacher, and I will be the first to tell you that I take my work home, I grade papers, I plan lessons, but I don't kill myself to get everything done that I would have done pre-kids. I understand that there are some things that you have to try to get done while you are at work and not bring it home to try to be a perfect teacher and a perfect mother. It's impossible to do that. And everyone makes sacrifices after they have kids. How much of a sacrifice you make is up to you. I still am very hard on myself about how much work that I have to do and get done in order to feel as though I am a good teacher and to feel complete in that role. And then you have the mom guilt where if you do too much, then you feel that you need to spend more time with your kids, that you're not being a good mother. And that is where we need to draw the line. You need to try to balance it as much as possible, and of course being a mother needs to win out every single time. Learn how to say no. There's some times where you're going to have to say no. As a teacher especially, there's meetings, there's paperwork, there's communications, there's lesson planning, papers to grade. There's so many different things that you need to get done every single day. But learn how to pick and choose. Find where the minimum is. What can I do at a minimum to make sure that my students are taken care of? And then build on that. Add as much as you can comfortably without burning yourself out completely, because if you're burnt out, you are not a good worker. You're not a good mother or father, and you're not a good worker. You have to figure out where your breaking point is in order to load as much as you can without hitting that point. Tip number 6 is to put the kids and yourself on a routine. Routines are good for kids. A lot of people might say, well, I don't, like routines. I like to be more, random and do what I want to do when I need to do it, flexible, and that's great, and you should be flexible, but if you have a routine, your kids will be happier and you will be happier. And this took me a while to figure out because I also kind of like to pick and choose what I do and when I do it and how I do it. But if you go put the kids to bed at the same time every night, they'll start to look forward to that and their body will become used to it. You won't have to fight them as much. Same thing with waking up, same thing with eating breakfast. All these things just help to make your life easier, and that's what this video is about. So I do suggest a routine. For myself, the kids wake up at 4:30 to 5 o'clock, depending on when I get ready and if my alarm goes off. And then we are up, we're getting ready, eating breakfast, and heading out the door by 6:30 a.m. So after we are out the door, I take them to daycare, and I arrive at work by around 7 to 7:30. I try to get there early again so that I can get my work done. So getting to work early helps if you have tasks that you can complete before your job really officially opens and begins. So for teachers, that's more flexible. For some other jobs, it may not be. But if you can get there early, do it. Then you don't have to stay as late. So then after the workday, my workday ends officially at about 3:30. So I will then leave around that time, pick the kids up from daycare, and head home. So there are times I stay at work later and try to get work done there so that I don't have to bring it home. And that's easier because when the kids are pulling on you, they want food, they want love, they want snuggles, they want, their stuffed animals. It's hard to get your work done. So getting there early, staying late does help to get that separation between home and work. At night, I will put the kids to bed at 6:30 p.m. on a good day. There's days where the kids really want to stay up, they didn't take their nap, whatever have you, and they'll stay up until 8 o'clock sometimes. And then that's actually kind of nice because if it's on a weekend day, they'll sleep in next morning a little bit. So don't be too hard on yourself when it comes to that. Number 7, take advantage of your kids' nap time. So right now, Autumn is supposed to be napping, although I think that she has woken up because I can hear her. So I may need to stop and get her any second now. But it sounds like she's kind of happy at the moment playing. But as your kids are napping, do something. Don't be tempted to take a nap, because if you take a nap then, number one, you're going to ruin your own sleep schedule, and then you're not going to sleep as well at night, and number two, you won't get anything done. So then you'll look around and say, okay, the living room's a mess, the kitchen's a mess, everything's a mess, I'm going out of my mind. So during their nap time, I like to either clean, do work from my job, so grade papers, plan lessons, or do other things that I need to get done, like making videos for YouTube. So I try not to film more than 1 or 2 videos for YouTube a week because I'm a crazy working mom and it's very difficult to do any more than that. So these nap times are like gold. You really need to take advantage of every single time that they are napping. Obviously, if you're sick or you are taking care of someone who's sick, you need that time to rest. And there are some days where I just say, I just need to take a nap. And there's nothing wrong with that. Number 8, you need to do something for yourself every day. Otherwise, you forget who you are and your boundary lines for taking care of others and yourself become too overlapped. And you start to lose sight of yourself as an individual who needs things as well. This happens a lot to women, but I'm sure it happens to working fathers as well, single working fathers especially. You take care of people so much that you forget to take care of your own needs, and then you get sick, you have other health problems. So you need to take this mental time once a day. For me, it's at night, and just watch a video, a movie, talk to your significant other, go out, do what it is that you need to do to take care of yourself and your mental health to make you happy. Because if you're not happy, your kids will see that, but also the people at your work, your friends, relatives, people notice that you are not happy, and then it just makes a lot of other problems. Other problems will just stem out of it. And you may get depression, or for women, postpartum. So taking time for yourself is just a big tip that you should listen to. You should listen to this advice. If nothing else, take this time for yourself once a day. Tip number 9, take advantage of help. So if somebody offers to help you, and you trust them, you know them, go for it. For me, you know, my mom and Rob's parents have helped us the most out of anybody, and that has been a wonderful thing. And I didn't use this help enough when Autumn was a baby. I think it was because she was my first, and if you are a first-time parent, you know how different it is. That you just feel very protective of your baby. You don't know what to expect from leaving your baby. I thought that she was going to cry and miss me and scream, but in reality, she was actually completely fine, even as a small child, infant, leaving me. It's only as she got older that she started to become more needy, clingy, dependent, and that's normal. But I thought she was just going to wallow away in misery, and that was not the case. So I didn't let anyone really take care of Autumn when she was a baby, except for the babysitter that I had to go to for daycare. So please take advantage of the help that's offered if you are lucky enough to have somebody who can watch them at some time, even if it's just to go out on a date or to have some time for yourself, whatever that is, just use that time to do something that is not related to kids. Remember that you're a person, not just a parent. Tip number 10 is don't be too hard on yourself. Again, we have this guilt that society tells us that we should have if we're not doing enough. If we have not cleaned every spot of the house, if we have not done every piece of work that we're supposed to take home with us from our job, if we spent time with our family and relatives that keep calling and texting and we keep saying, I can't, I'm too busy, I'm a mom or a dad, and I just don't have time, this is a problem. Because then we don't feel complete as a person, we feel that we're neglecting someone or something or everything, and then we feel like failures, and this happens to me all the time. And I have to self-talk and say, it's okay that you didn't do that other load of laundry, it's okay that you left a pile of papers to grade tomorrow morning, it's okay that you didn't send that email. We are human, we forget, we need time for ourselves, our kids. We need to do the best we can, but not to be hard on ourselves when we do fail, because it happens. And just because we fail, it doesn't mean that we are failures. So we will get to it, we will do better, we will strive harder, but today is not always that day. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it wasn't too boring. I hope that it was helpful for somebody who may not have thought about these things or is just trying to find validation or feels the same way about some of these topics. So please let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the video, if you want to see more like this, if there's any other topics that you would like me to cover. Please comment below and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more like this, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time in my next video. Bye!